Talks between US negotiators and Moscow are expected to be used to try and finalise details of a recently proposed 20-point peace plan. Donald Trump says he hopes his negotiators can iron out the finer points of the plan.
Settled 8 wars. This would be the 9th, and our people are over in Russia right now to see if we can get it settled. Not an easy situation, let me tell you. What a mess. It's a war that never would have happened if I were president. Not even a chance. And it didn't happen for 4 years.
Comment during a cabinet meeting this morning, but earlier the Kremlin released a statement saying it's open to peace talks as long as its war goals are achieved. Vladimir Putin has also taken aim at European officials attempting to push Ukraine's goals higher on the agenda, saying they're jeopardising a chance for peace.
They have no peace agenda. They are on the side of war. Even when they claim to introduce changes to Trump's proposal, we can clearly see all these changes are aimed at one thing: to block the entire peace process. We are not planning to fight Europe. I have said this 100 times. But if Europe suddenly decides to wage war against us and starts it, we are ready right now.
Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky claims there is a chance to end the war and that he hopes to speak with US officials after their meeting with Putin.
There are now 20 points that were developed in Geneva, and they were worked upon additionally and finalised in Florida. Some things still need to be worked out. From what I saw, America is taking serious steps to end this war, one way or another.
Well, that said, Ivor Bennett has more now from Moscow.
He made these comments ahead of that meeting, and I think it was a case of, well, to some extent, some pitch rolling, I think, preparing the ground for Russia's inevitable rejection of the latest plan that's on the table. The meeting, as you say, in the Kremlin between Vladimir Putin and the US team of negotiators, Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, is underway. It's been going on for about 30 minutes now. In that footage that you just showed, you can hear Vladimir Putin saying through a translator to Steve Witkoff, "So pleased to see you," while Witkoff also described Moscow as a magnificent city, and he said that he had enjoyed a beautiful walk. That's because the Kremlin has been laying it on thick for its guests, giving them the VIP treatment, which included a tour of Red Square ahead of this meeting and lunch at a Michelin-starred restaurant. But the one thing they actually came here for, Russia's acceptance and agreement to the latest peace plan, it doesn't sound like they're going to get because of what Vladimir Putin said ahead of this meeting, where, as you just heard, he accused Europe of trying to impose demands that were absolutely unacceptable to Russia. So remember, this peace plan first emerged around 2 weeks ago. The first iteration was 28 points, heavily tilted in Russia's favour, demanding sweeping concessions from Ukraine. But then after 2 rounds of talks between the Americans and the Ukrainians, most recently in Florida at the weekend, those 28 points have been whittled down to 20 points, according to Volodymyr Zelensky, and supposedly it's something that they can get on board with. The White House claims is optimistic that they can reach a deal that all sides are happy with, but I think that optimism is misplaced, judging by Vladimir Putin's latest comments. No sign that Moscow is ready to compromise, and that's because they believe there are still gains to be made on the battlefield. Last night, and it's no coincidence that this announcement was timed on the eve of this visit by the Americans, the Kremlin claimed it had captured 2 more Ukrainian towns, including the key settlement of Pokrovsk. Ukraine disputes this. We cannot independently verify this, but the Ministry of Defense here has published footage of Russian forces waving a Russian flag in the center of the city, and it all feels like an attempt to send a message to the Americans that they are the dominant force and therefore they should be calling the shots in the negotiations, not making any concessions. So I'm highly doubtful that the Americans will be walking away with Russia's acceptance of their latest peace plan.